Welcome everyone to our TELTA Webinar series. This is series session 2, number 2. And today we are having leaders from TELTA headquarters. I'll start introducing them one after the other. When I mention your name, please unmute and say hi. We'll start with our membership coordinator, Jamal. I understand he's not in a good place right now, but when his time comes, you'll get to see him. And then we have our event coordinator, Miss Kesia Kiwia.
Hello, everyone.
That's Kesia Kiwia. Then we have our treasurer, Miss Fatma Kisusi.
Hello, everyone.
We have our general secretary, Mwakilasa Elimatam.
Hello, how are you, everybody? Nice to be here.
Thank you. And last but not least, our very own president, the country coordinator, Mr. Ayub Musuya.
Hello, everyone. This is Ayub.
Thank you. So these leaders will be sharing the experience, the activities which have been done in a space of 1 year or beyond. And then maybe they'll share the future plans as well. So we'll start with Ayub. If you can give us a word before you start sharing your screen, give us a word even in 1 minute, and then you start sharing the screen and start the webinar. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you very much, Madam Irene. I am pleased to be here with you. Thank you very much for attending this very important meeting as we are recording our 1 year in an office. If you all remember, last year, August is when we had our annual general conference. And during the annual general conference, we had an annual general meeting whereby we had an election. And I was elected as a TELTA president to serve for 3 years. So I am marking my first year as the country coordinator of Tanzanian English Language Teachers Association. So I have things that I have achieved. I have challenges that I have encountered. I have my way forward, the prosperity, things that I am looking forward to achieving them. And that's why I said, let's have this meeting today so that we can share and discuss different ideas on how we can run TELTA together. I always believe from the first day that together we are a strong association. We are the leading language. We are the leading teachers association. Most people will associate with say, oh, so this one is a teachers association. Is it the same like CWT? And I say, no, 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 no. We are too academic. We are doing academic workshop. We have got nothing to do with the salaries and so forth. We are based on how do I teach in the class and how do I make my class nice in a way that I can teach my students best way and perform very high. So that's our target. So we are happy that we are leading. You know, when I was a student, I used to see the Pi Day, the math teachers and the association. I was like, I wish that one day we had like, now we have our English Language Teachers Association that is leading, and I am proud being a president of Tanzanian English Language Teachers Association. Otherwise, thank you very much. I'm proud of you, everyone. Thank you. So if you allow me, Madam Irene.
Yes, you can go ahead, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Can you all see my screen? Thank you. So we are going to share the experience and the success stories. If I'll be in a very high speed, please. I have seen Benedict raise the hand immediately. I understand. I'll give you a chance to ask your question. But let's share some few things that as TELTA, who are we? And who will be our ideal association? First of all, we are a registered association, full registered in a way that we are doing our work with regard to the Tanzanian laws and so forth regarding the associations. It's a non-profit organization. We don't make any profit of what we are doing. What we mostly do is we find the donors who can support our project, and then we run the projects. And we have been doing the cost sharing, whereby TELTA is offering the knowledge and skills, and we have the head teachers, the district education officers, and regional education officers, and regional administrative secretary. They are supporting us in bringing the teachers to the venue, and we train them. So that have been working very successful. Now, what will be our ideal association? The association that in 3 years I want to see it. An association that will run workshops, that train teachers who will be able to prepare students, who will be able to work at jobs that do not exist currently. This association will support and train the teachers that will be able to train, to teach the students, so that they can be able to work at a job that do not exist currently. Students who will be able to develop ideal and solutions to problems that do not exist currently. Teachers who will train students to have a lifelong learning. Students who will be able to use the technology that have not yet been invented. So the question will be asked like, so what that will be. But as long as we'll be able to teach our students to understand and to have those skills that they are going to be employed to work on the jobs that are not existing currently. They are going to use the technology that is not existing currently. If at all this statement was said, let's say 10 years ago, people say like, that's not possible. But right now, right here, we are using Zoom that did not exist 10, 15 years ago. We are getting connected to WhatsApp that did not exist 15 years ago. In the same way that we want to connect the teachers that they can train students who will be able to use these technologies that have not yet existed right now. So that will be our ideal association. And in that case, we will need to invest in technology at the highest level. I'll explain this as we continue, but we have a lot of success stories in the project that we have accomplished. The current leaders were elected, as I have covered, in August at Kisutu Secondary School. Our achievements are based on activities that we accomplished when projects are established and setting for the future activities. Activities that were achieved in 1 year leadership, we are going to cover all this. Now, what have we done? We had our activities on the content-based instruction, and I'll explain this a little bit. Under the content-based instruction, we wanted to train science teachers to be able to use their science content. At the same time, they will be able to use the language, because the language of instruction in secondary school is English language. So all teachers are using English language. But at the same time, while they're using English language, they are delivering their physics, chemistry content. So we were training them to make sure that they are able to use English language at their class. I'll explain more in a little bit. We also had a KINFUL projects in Dar es Salaam, Mtwara, and Morogoro. And we have the community of practice for primary school teachers. Then we have opened 4 new chapters, as I'll explain this in a little bit. Now, the first one was the content-based instruction. And this was the special program where we train the science teachers so that they can deliver their science content when teaching by using well-instructed instructional language. Science teachers deliver their content using English language, as I said before. And this project wanted to help science teachers to understand that what should be assessed during the content delivery in their class or during the examination is more of measuring the students' understanding. And if you want to know if the students understand what you have trained, you need to use the language to make sure that they'll be able to deliver that content in the English language. And you'll measure there and say, these students understand what I was teaching. So that is more important comparing to the difficult terminologies that they are learning in their math subject. So not knowing a difficult terminating that specific knowledge. So that was important to us. Community of practice. Madam Kesia, can you explain a little bit on the community of practice?
Hello, everyone. Now we are talking about community of practice. This is a program that bases on teachers, primary school teachers, where teachers can meet together, discuss their problems they face in school, if it is the language or the methodologies, how to overcome those kind of problems. So we taught, first of all, we taught TRC coordinators, Dar es Salaam TRC coordinators. Then we let them go to their working premises to discuss with their teachers. And then it appears that it is very useful. We went far to Tabora, Tanga, Shinyanga, and Dar es Salaam. This helped teachers to discuss their problems. They identify difficult topics and how they overcome it. And through a community of practice, we taught them how to emphasize the language and teaching methodologies to primary school teachers, since we know that the fundamental of the language comes from primary school. Then we talked about the sustainability of the program and creativity. We want teachers to be very creative and to make the program very sustainable. And I'm happy to say that through TELTA, the Tanzania government acquired that this COP to something, the program called MEWAKA in Swahili. So the government took it and take the initiative to tell TRC coordinators to make sure that every teacher, they have to enroll in the course by using TAI program. They have to understand what they are supposed to do from the program. And now it is in a pilot stage, but they will go further to the whole country. So through this, we identify that teachers, primary school teachers, have a lot of different problems that hinder them to make the language, the teaching, the subject teaching very difficult. So through the COP, where they will meet every week in the centers, will help the teacher to understand the methodologies as well as to upgrade the language itself. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kesia. So COP have been a very successful project, as Kesia said. Under the definition of community of practice from WEGA, that people of the same interest meet so that they can discuss on how they can do what they are doing better. A simple way, if, let's say, a simple example, another community of practice, if thieves, you know a person, a thief, if 5 thieves meet together, have a discussion on how they can do their work of stealing in a better way, in the professional way, that is called a community of practice. That's the definition from WEGA. But now, as teachers, we are having something in common. You know, we want our students to pass exam. We want our students to score very high. We want to create academic excellence in their life, to have that academic excellence. Now, how do we achieving that one? That's where we're having a community of practice, where teachers meet once a week teachers from the nearby school will meet once a week and they have a discussion on important aspects that they can do better in their classes for the improvement of their students' activities. So that's one activity that is very important in a community of practice. Then we have opened new chapters. Maybe Martin will continue on that.
Thank you very much, Yubu. Thank you very much, Irene, for conducting this. As an association that is registered, that is running things on national level, it would be unfair if we continue running in the regions that we are already covering without covering the whole country. So in this year, this ending year, we opened 4 new chapters. That is in Njombe, Kigoma, Simiyu, and Mara. I'm sure leaders from those chapters, if they are here, they will have something to say later. And for us to cover the whole country, we're still remaining, the mainland actually, we're still remaining with 4 more regions. So we are planning that in the near future, we have to cover those 4 more regions so that we cover the whole mainland. We're talking of Tanzania mainland because the islands, they have Zapelato that runs the islands. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Martin. So we have the upcoming projects. I'll skip that one because we'll cover it later on. And then, Kesia, maybe you can cover on teacher continuous professional development, TCPD.
Okay.
Kesia, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, all of you. So we have teacher continuous professional development, whereby me, Kezia, Irene, Godlove, and Okosi are the coordinators. We have 4 groups of 200 teachers, and each group carries 50 participants. And every week we have sessions.
Kesia, I cannot hear you. Maybe others can hear.
Okay, may I speak louder?
Yeah, we are good.
Okay, thank you. I say that we are 4 coordinators. That is me, Kezia, Godlove, Irene, and Okosi. So we have 4 groups, and each group carries 50 participants. Therefore, we in the total, we make it 200 teachers. And these teachers are supported with a 2 GB bundle per week. And they will be having this teachers development for 10 weeks. We are in our 6th week. And the topics that we are learning they were coming from their need assessment. So why are we doing this professional continuous development, professional development? We want teachers to be more updated and to have the habit of having the career development. And through that, we encourage teachers to do this online learning rather than waiting for the face-to-face that the government will give them. So we are helping teachers to equip with the new technology by using Google Classroom, Vocaro. Yesterday we used Mentimeter, Padlet to learn. They are using this kind of gadgets for learning. And this helps teachers to get career development from where they are without moving to find learning somewhere else. So we are proud of that because our English fellow, Mr. Matthew from United States of America, he's providing us the international basis one. And us as Tanzanian, we have our own topic that presenters will present. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kesia. So we have our presenters who are our Tanzanian teachers. They are covering all these skills that teachers identified them as a difficult aspect. One of them that is covered this week, for example, is how you can embed 21st century skills in an English language class. That is a very nice session. We will post this on our YouTube account and a Facebook account, and you will observe how that presentation on integrating 21st century skills with the in an English language class, collaboration, critical thinking, communication, and how are these skills important, the digital literacy that we are covering. So we are building teachers, and that we have those 21st century skills. And one of them being a teacher who is able to use Zoom. We have 200 teachers who are able to use Zoom. They can navigate. They are able to use Padlet, Nearpod. Kahoot is coming. We are having the Google Classroom, Vocaro, and other technological tools that the teacher can use in the class. And also making building that teacher who can use the smartphone that the teacher owns. You can use this smartphone to make sure that as a teaching aid that you can use in your class to teach your students. So you only need your smartphone and a little Bluetooth of 10,000. Those two tools can be very important in your English language class. You can use all the technology by using those, even teaching a class of 100 students. That's very important. We want to make sure that teachers are able to integrate technology in their classes. Teachers from the remote areas that even getting internet is a challenge, but they are striving to make sure that they join the class, they learn these skills, and they all write the success stories on how they have improved their classes. Thank you very much, Kesia, Irene, Godlove, and Petro for making this and connecting this and making it happen. Thank you. Then we have the partnered remote language improvement program. It's called the PRELIM. Unfortunately, one of our moderators today is the one who was organizing that program. Madam Irene, I'll give you some few minutes to comment on that.
Thank you, Mr. President. Well, we had the PRELIM project, which was done for 80 teachers from all over Tanzania. These teachers had this project. They had some courses, they had some topics, which were facilitated by the CES, Center of English Studies from UK. It was for almost 3 months this year, early this year, up to, it was from January to March. They did this through Zoom. They also had Google Classroom, Padlet, and other tools. So these 80 teachers from all over the country had the opportunity to participate in the program. They learned some skills, they learned some teaching methodologies, which we are very sure that they are practicing in their classes. Thank you so much. Ayub?
Ayub, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Irene, for that presentation. Thank you very much. I'll move to KINFUL program. Madam Kesia.
Yes.
Can you say a little bit? Then I'll join you under the KINFUL class.
So we have KINFUL class, that is social emotional class, whereby this program, wow, I don't know if it is excitement or what. We have Dar es Salaam, Mtwara, Morogoro for now, and every 5 schools in each region have benefited with this program. So it is called KINFUL because we include social emotional learning. Meanwhile, they use VR 360 gadgets to learn to watch the video and compare what they.
Hello.
Sorry. So they use VR 360 to watch the video from different countries and compare from where, from the country, means Tanzania. So in Dar es Salaam, we had 5 schools, whereby every 5 schools having 5 students, which makes 25 students in each region. So we had 75 students last year. That means they graduate this March, and we continue having this. We will continue having this program as our donors accept our writing, and we are excited to tell you that students are doing very well because they learn 21st century skills with the social emotional learning, whereby they understand about their feelings and the feelings of the others. They learn about collaboration, decision making, responsible decision making. We have 5 core skills that they are learning. And back to you, Ayubu. I wish you can continue with these 4 or 5 core skills.
Thank you very much, Madam. Okay, yeah. So students are covering the self-aware life. Social and emotional learning come from social emotional intelligence. If you have heard of emotional intelligence, whereby we are training students to be able to use their emotional skills when they are in a tense place, in different places. And these skills have been proved scientifically that they can, if a person is having these skills, will be able to improve their academic excellence and able to improve their behavior. We are saying that a student who is having division 3 or 4 with highest social and emotional learning skills will be able to employ a student who is having division 1, the best one, who is having less social and emotional skills. For the students to be able to design, to know the problem that their community are faced, the students will be able to sit down and think of a solution of a problem that exists in the society. These students will be able to employ others. The moment that Bill Gates wanted to think and solve our problem we have in computer, became rich. The moment Steve Jobs think of a way to improve more on the use of technology, became successful and rich. The moment we have a lot of people who they became successful when they were thinking of solving a problem that exists in our community. Now we want to build students who are able to having the skills to identify the problem that exists in the society and to solve them. So that was very important under the social and emotional learning skills. So we had this class in Dar es Salaam for 25 students. We had the class in Mtwara, and we also had a class in Morogoro. We have finished this class, and right now we are thinking, well, we have submitted a proposal on the new program. So inshallah, that will come very soon. We will have other projects in different regions. If it will come in your area, please make sure that you engage yourself, because the teachers are coming from the nearby area. Those from Mtwara, we have the nearby Mtwara, Morogoro, the same to Dar es Salaam. So even the area that will go, will train teachers from the same area, and they'll be able to train the students. And this is rising in every presentation that we write, like come, we want to hear, because those are the skills that a 21st century student want to have them. Those are the skills that we want the 21st century teachers to have and the 21st century students to have. Very important skills on the social emotional intelligence, of which when they are taught in the class, they are called social and emotional learning, divided into different skills. One skill being relationship skills. How can you create a better relationship, a successful relationship? How will you create that? That's the skill that you can put a student in a class and teach those skills for 32 weeks, and the students will be able to master those skills. That was very important. Thank you, Kesia, for that. And you can see from the photo there, we had, when we were training the teachers, we have the 2 teachers from Morogoro, 2 teachers from Mtwara, and us from Dar es Salaam, who were running these classes. And we are looking for more teachers to train in these classes once it comes. So the 5 core skills, you can see this was our class, and a student is having a problem to solve. And we are measuring on how quick can a student solve a problem. So these were very important skills. Thank you very much. Now let's move to the other project, that is Access Micro Scholarship Program. Martin, can you assist us on that?
Thank you very much, Ayubu. Thank you very much, Kesia. I can see actually you're now the gurus of KINFUL, and it's going to run the whole East Africa now. Thank you for that. Now, coming to Access. Access is an English Micro Scholarship Program that actually 25 students at a given center will be given a scholarship to learn English language, at the same time improving other skills. We believe that once Access students achieve or finish the 2-year program, they will be changed people. They will have a lot of skills they are supposed to achieve, right? So, right? Since we were already in the running 2 classes, 2021, we had a camp for the classes that actually were completing their 2-year programs. They had started in the other regime. So during this regime, after 1 year, these 2 classes had to graduate. So after the graduation, they had a camp. During the camp, they learned a lot of skills. Those were the pictures that we were seeing at first. They were in the camp. They visited areas. They had to come up with projects which they had to present. And it was a success, since most of the students actually that started the program managed to end the program. And the other good thing about this camp was we also hosted students from Zanzibar. So TELTA hosted the students from Zanzibar, plus the 5 alumni students. Actually, these alumni students are actually as Access students that actually came from different centers, with students from Tanga, Mwanza, that actually came to be our counselors. The camp was for 5 days. Now, moving on to the new term for Access, we were lucky that actually TELTA managed to win again the proposal for running TELTA 22-2023. So it has been sent to Dodoma. I'm sure Dodoma people know it. And teacher Anne Ngambi and Levinas, as you can see them on the picture there, this is Anne, this is Levi, actually got the training for managing the Access classes. And then we have teachers from Kigoma, Mushwareri, teacher Eliza and teacher Mwanaidi actually came for the training for the classes. So every time, just like KINFUL, every time we win the proposal for, or the award for running Access, we move to another region. So when you move to the region, which means the teachers from that region are supposed to be trained to run the classes. We had classes or regions that were very lucky. Mwanza was very lucky. The teachers actually stayed a long time with Access in there. Dar es Salaam was lucky. So is Kilimanjaro, Moshi. Access was there in Moshi for a long time. Tanga, Access was in Tanga for a long time. But now we had Mbeya and Lindi. They hosted the classes just 1 season. Then now we are in Kigoma, and Dodoma, right? So every time we come there, which means teachers have to be trained to run the classes. Believe you me, Access teaches a lot of things from that we need from our students that make them very competent in this 21st century era. They are taught leadership skills. They are taught language skills. You will never see an Access student who will be failing on language skills everywhere. They will be taught critical thinking skills, collaboration skills, problem-solving skills, and you can see that there are somewhere that we can meet with KINFUL, right? They are taught presentation skills. These Access students, when they go to colleges, they are always excelling because they have good presentation skills. They are taught public speaking skills, cooperation, how to run projects, and also they are taught to write proposals, which means once an Access student completes 2-year programs during Access program, that student is capable of doing much bigger things than you can expect from an O-level student, because it caters for between Form 1 and Form 4. Mostly it's all levels that actually we do for that one. And then the current class, even the previous class, you can see on this picture here, these are the new students actually, they were playing the board games, and we also have virtual classes where the teachers that actually teach those classes are also taught to use the online applications. And you can see the picture that I have there. This is Madam Mwana presenting in one of the classes where the others were listening. You can see Smee behind there, Levinus, and other teachers actually are on that picture there. But if you scroll again, you see that a lot of students actually attended that lesson. So it is also a skill, a vital skill that teachers of today are supposed to have. Like what Mr. President said from the beginning, that we are teaching these students to acquire jobs that do not exist today, to come up with problem-solving skills of problems that do not exist today. So through Access, we empower these students straight away with those skills way before other teachers actually start empowering them. So it is a very successful program, and it's very empowering. And I think it would be great if we can one day have the whole country, all Access and any classes run in all chapters in the country. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you very thank you very much, Martin. Now, in an association, there's a change management. We have a lot of things that we want to cover. And that's why I wanted to discuss a little bit on the change management. And this goes to all the chapter leaders and all the teachers here in Tanzania. The process of continually renewing the association directions, structures, and capabilities to serve the ever-changing needs of external and internal stakeholders are very important. The changing every now and then we are changing. We are adapting new things, and we use them in our classes. Now, if you are using a chalk and a board, and right now you have a projector in your school, you have a projector. How do you use that projector? Do you use a projector just to replace a chalk? In a way that you put your notes in a projector, you go to a class with a projector, and then you project them, boom, and you say, right now I am using technology because I am projecting what is happening in my, I am projecting in my class. In TELTA, we say, no, that is not enough. If you want to integrate the technology, make sure that that technology you are using, you are integrating it in with the learning of the students. It's not the students sitting and watching what are you doing in the class, because they'll be excited just to look at you. What we are looking there is for them to be able to integrate with that technology. If it's a story that you are reading and they are listening in your Bluetooth and your smartphone, are you able now to play up to the mid of your story, and then you press a stop and you tell your students, I want you to finish up this story. come up with different stories that you can finish up this story. In that way, we are going to engage the whole class, because everyone will come with a way of finishing up the story. With that little engaging of the technology, you can see that it's not a book that they can go and do, they have read. They were listening, they are improving their listening skills, but also they were speaking, because they are now able to speak and share on the story that you have presented. They can share their idea on how they can finish that story. Now that's a very important. So adapt the changes. Once we are inviting you to our workshop, please come. Once we are inviting you, I know we don't pay you anything. We are inviting you to our online session, an online webinar. Please come, because by you coming, you will adapt something new that you can use in your class. So just bear with us, please. Attend our online sessions. They are so important. What is our way forward then? We have presented a lot of things that we have been doing. What is our way forward? What do I want you to see TELTA in the near future? That's very important. Now, one is establishment of ongoing webinar series. Ongoing webinar series. Kesia, can you discuss a little bit on the ongoing webinar series?
Oh, yeah. Yes, we are going to have ongoing webinar series twice a month, on Saturday, 7 p.m. East African time, and we are going to post the recordings on our YouTube channel and our TELTA Facebook page. And also we have Instagram page. Why are we doing this? We want to have a discussion of different topics, and the topics comes from you. So we will invite one of the presenters, and they will speak out how we are going to learn, how that kind of topic is going to be implemented in teaching, in the learning and teaching career or environment. Therefore, we need you teachers to make sure that you are joining our webinar series. We'll be advertising it through our all to understand what is going on in our TELTA activities. Irene, maybe you can add something. I can see your face.
Thank you. As Kesia said, we have these every Saturday, and they will be done twice a month. This is the second session, by the way, so we'll be having the third one on the 16th of July, and hopefully we'll have the fourth one before the month ends. So the presenters have already applied. We sent a speakers form when then people applied. We chose the speakers. We communicated with them and they've confirmed. So these will start soon from different speakers, and we'll be having 2 speakers per day. So if it is in the 16th, then we'll be having 2 presenters presenting 2 different topics. So we welcome you all, everyone. Please come and watch the presenters, learn from them, try applying the knowledge in your classrooms. Very important. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Irene and Kesia, and Secretary Elimatam. Thank you very much. So one thing I want to insist in here is that we are going to have a webinar session whereby everyone is invited. Everyone is invited. It's not that session of 80 teachers, or it's not that of 200 teachers that they are very specific and we know them. We have the WhatsApp group for them. We are supporting them with the 2 GB. This one is different, although we are covering the same thing. An aspect is the challenge that you are facing, but also
Alumni Corner. Thanks to Irene and I and the rest of the team that we started this kind of corner whereby alumni get to share what they have learned through every kind of program that they get from us. So we've started this segment on our Facebook page, Instagram account that goes by TELTA Official. And when you go to Facebook page, it's called TELTA Tanzania, where we share our programs that or are talking about their successful stories. And this week, the last week, we share two, one from KINFUL and one from Access Program. And we will share more and more successful stories from different programs that we are running. So stay connected and make sure that you join our program, then you can share the successful stories. And what we encourage you guys is to use those kind of learning to your classes. Monday and Wednesday is where we are going to post the successful stories. Then we have website creation. Ayub?
So under the website, you're coming up with a website.
Continue.
Yes, continue.
So we are going to have a website whereby it's going to be featured with everything that we want. And in the website, we will have those, our alumni corner, teacher tips corner, teaching and learning material corner, TELTA application form. We are
Thank you very much, Kesia. So the website is coming. We want it to be
so that
nice,
it can be
and
advertised.
And we will advertise it, as Kesia said, so that everyone can know on this website. Once it comes, it will have the TELTA application form, whereby you'll be able to register and become a TELTA member, and you'll be given your identification number from there. Then you had the TELTA chat. Irene, can you continue that?
We started TELTA chat. The first one was with Mwanaidi the previous week, and then this week we had a roundtable chat with Lindy and Mwanza leaders. So the aim of this chat is a simple chat, a friendly chat, like a conversation talking. So the aim of the chat is just to share ideas, experiences, some challenges, find solution for the challenges, just to voice out the teachers' voices. These are posted on Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel on Fridays. And what can I say? We beg you, everyone, please go and watch these, learn from them. If you are a leader, you can learn from the roundtable chat with the leaders. If you are a member, if you are maybe an alumni, you can also learn something from what we did with Mwana. They are going to be shared every Friday. We have the next one next Friday, so please stay tuned and make sure you watch these. They are very good. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we have a question on who are our supporters, who are our sponsors of our projects. Maybe I can invite Fatma, our treasurer, just to speak a little bit about that. Just a little bit.
Okay, thank you, Ayub. As Mr. President said previously, sorry, my voice is not that much good. That TELTA is a non-profit organization, but we always run the association through the fund that we get from our donors, who is mainly the United States of America. And we write to them proposals, then we ask them for the funds that help us to run the projects. But we also have the sponsors whom we sometimes get in, to help funding our projects. Those are the University of Aga Khan. And in those previous days, we had the British Council also was our one of our I mean the sponsor of the projects we always run. Then I can share a little about how do we use these funds we get. As I say, that they are mainly used for running the projects that are run with the TELTA. The funds are used for transportation, for the presenters, taking them from one place to another, and accommodations, meals for the participants during the workshops, and also we award the certificates to the presenters during those workshops, which are run in all the chapters in Tanzania. And the sponsors also help us with the stationaries, which we use, including all the stationaries that we use in facilitating their workshops. So that's all that I can explain on how we get the funds, we as TELTA. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our treasurer. Trust me, it's not easy getting the fund for education. It's very challenging. You write a proposal, you defend on why do you need that money. And then you go and execute the project. And then you write a report and explain everything that you have used it. And then after that, you'll be able to get another fund. So every time we are saying this is where we are coming from, and this is our way forward, things that we want to achieve, is because every time we write the proposal, every time we get assessed for what we have been doing it very right. We have doing it with a lot of integrity and faithful, and that's why we get the fund every now and then. Thank you very much, Treasurer, for sharing that one. Now, the other thing that I have been sharing here is on the filling up an application form. Who is a TELTA member? Now, we have our membership coordinator who will cover on that. And we will cover on who is a TELTA member and how do they join and become member of TELTA. Jamal, if you are there. Who is a TELTA member? TELTA members are primary school teacher, secondary school teachers, college and university professors doing linguistic. They are our teachers. They are our members. Now, how do you become a member of TELTA? So we have shared this one. Before, maybe I can start in a minute. The school was our member. Our members were the schools, and once the school pays the annual fee, every teacher in the school was our member. But then we moved from that because the schools refused to pay for the membership. Then we used to the individual membership. Under the individual membership is when now every teacher has to pay the annual fee to become a member of TELTA. But I tell you, my friend, there was a great challenge on achieving that one, because teachers, we don't pay that annual fee. We have that challenge. So we came up with this idea under our website. That's why I wanted you to see the screen on the website. In our website, we are going to have the form whereby every teacher who is willing to become our TELTA member will join. Right now, we have thousands of teachers all over Tanzania in the 21 regions. We are left with 4 regions that we want to cover. We go for training, workshop, all the seminar, the debate, the essay writing competition, all those activities, we cover them in those 21 regions that we are right now. And we are moving to the 4 remaining regions. But we want everyone now to be our member. We will show you our website. You go to the website, you fill out the form, the place that you are coming, on the region that you are coming, basing on the region you are coming from, you get your membership number. Once you get your membership number, you'll get a free 1 year. And after that, you'll have to pay, because at the end we go to do, it's not every workshop that we do is sponsored. It's not because we are working with the US Department of State that they are sponsoring everything that we are covering. No, we had a lot of training and workshop here in Dar es Salaam. Zero funded, zero funded. District Education Officer offer lunch, breakfast, and transport fee. And then we cover the knowledge in the class, in the workshop. That's what we have been doing and have been going very, very well. So that's what we do. So once we call you for workshop, don't say, oh, these people are hela nyingi, they are sponsored by. Those projects are zero funded, they are not sponsored. We are covering it ourselves. And therefore, we need to be able to buy the stationery for the teachers. And therefore, the teachers, at least they need to contribute something. And what if we say contribute 5,000 for a year for you to attend 10 workshops, 5 workshops in a year? I'm sure that can be a very nice deal. And don't forget the stationery will be used. I mean, the contribution you are paying, the fee will be used for your own stationery once you attend the workshop. So that's what we want to go with.
Membership coordinator.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I think as you said there, just because you just said about membership. So our membership forms are on our website, and soon we'll announce for teachers to fill in the forms and return them back so that we can have the specific number for members. Because currently we don't have the specific numbers of our members. We have many members, but we don't have specific numbers. So we want to have specific numbers for members. So we urge all teachers to fill in the forms. And from tomorrow, I think, from tomorrow, the forms will be out. So you have to fill in and return them back through the email that is going to be provided. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jamal. Madam Irene, maybe before we go to the questions and the discussion, we can finish with the teaching tips corner. And in this corner, maybe you can get prepared for receiving the questions and checking if there are questions in the chat. If you have a question, if you want to comment on anything that we have presented, you can go to the chat, but also you have the room for questions and discussions. We'll run on that. So I'll share a little bit on the teaching tips. What are the teaching tips corner? This is an important corner in our website whereby teachers will be writing articles. Teachers will write their success stories, how they teach their class, and then they'll share with us in our website. So if you want to teach, let's say, talking about past activities, you can go to our website, you'll find that topic, and you can start getting a tip of what have been presented by your fellow teachers all over Tanzania. And then that can help you in your class. This is more of a teaching methodology that we are very successful in the classes. We are going to share all together under the teaching tips corner. Thank you, Irene. If you want to add or you want to pick up questions, you're welcome. And asanteni sana.
I want to add on the teaching tip corner. Since everyone in the webinar is a member currently, before filling in the form. So please, guys, if you have a tip that has worked in your class, you can share that with us. If you have a teaching aid that you think others will benefit from it, then you can also share that with us. So we welcome the articles, we welcome the tips, we welcome the pictures, we welcome the teaching aids. So whatever you have that concerns with teaching an English language class, please share with us so that it can be shared on the website. Thank you. So whoever has a question, you can put it in the chat box and I'm going to read them for you. But someone once said, a good moderator should always have a question. So I have mine as well. If you can stop sharing the screen, Ayub. Well, I have a question. I'm not very sure if it is for Kezia or for you. When Kezia was presenting on COP, she talked about MEWAKA. So TELTA started COPs and then the government came with MEWAKA. So the question is, since the government has started MEWAKA, What's TELTA's stand? Is TELTA continuing with COPs, or we are just leaving it for the government? That's the question.
That one.
So are you?
To start the video and start. We are not going to stop, since our main key is English, and still the English is the problem. So we are going to continue with COP, and if the government needed us to collaborate with them, we will do it. Thank you.
So we will continue with the projects. We are not going to stop doing the COP because the government is doing it, but rather we can join hands and do it together, because we have that experience of more than 3 years doing the COP. We have the experience of doing teacher continuous professional development. We are now discussing on a way that we can work together with the government in a way that we can assist each other on how we can reach as many teachers as possible. And at TELTA, we can train even teachers of other subjects, because teaching methodologies are most of the time the same, the teaching methodologies that we are using in the class. You have the content, we give you the methodologies for delivering your content. And that's why we are saying we are not going to stop, but rather we are not going to stop, but rather we are going to work together. Thank you very much, Irene, for that question.
Thank you. So in the chat box, we have great messages, by the way. Before starting the questions, people are praising everyone for a great job. If you can see the chat box, you can read them yourselves. And then you have Godwin is asking for the link to the website, if I understood him correctly. A link to the website, Ayub?
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for that. So one thing that we are working on, if at all it was that link of TELTA ORG thing, we could be out by now. But you understand the laws of the country. We need to register a website with .ac.tz. And that's what we have done. We are done working on that. On .ac.tz is all registered, but we are finishing up the final up touches. Then we release the website. So the only challenge was that. But if it was the .org, like the other website you find .com, we could be out by now. So let's give us some few times so that we can work on this. And also we want a website that will be much bigger. We want to have our own server in a way that we can add up our own material as more as we want. We want to have that website that we own everything on it, and we don't own a website from another person, if you understand that. Like one person can register a website and sell some parts of the website to other people. We are registering it ourselves from the host. That's what we are working on right now. Otherwise, the website is okay. We are done. Everything is finished. We are only left with these few registration to release it. And that's why we are now able to speak here and say everything is done. Very soon, we are going to release the website. Thank you, Irene.
Thank you. There's also another question. We have Godfrey gave us, is asking, which regions does TELTA have members? If you can mention a few. So I think he wants to know the 21 regions that TELTA is operating on.
So maybe you can take all the regions and remove 4. The remaining we are in there. We are now going to Njombe, Manyara, and other 2 regions, Songwe, and one more region somewhere in Simiyu, I don't know. But the rest of the regions that you know, we are in there, and we have very strong in there. Thank you, Irene. And Godfrey, thank you for asking that question. We are in all regions that you know. If it's Dar es Salaam, coastal regions, Mwanza, Arusha, Kilimanjaro, or Southern Lindi, Mtwara, we are all in there.
I don't see more questions. Guys, if you have questions. So someone is asking for a communication with Tanga leader. I think, Kesha, you can answer that in the chat box.
Sure. And Godlove is responding to Ignacio. Godwin is responding to Ignacio. So Ignacio, communicating with Godwin here. He is your coordinator.
Tanga, you can communicate with Spelan. Spelan is here.
Some people don't know the leaders, so you better give them the numbers. That would help.
Songwe is not yet, but you are going to inaugurate very soon.
Before the end of this year, we'll be in Songwe. So maybe that was another place on those new regions. Thank you, Kaya, for sharing the link, sharing your contact. Thank you very much. So Kaya is a coordinator from Arusha.
Well, there are no more questions. I think we can just wrap this up.
Thank you, Irene.
I'll start with the same order. No,
okay.
Thank you. I'll start with the same order. I'll start with Yamal. If we can say a word before we close, if he's here.
Okay,
well,
thank you.
Kamugisha. Okay. Before you go, Kamugisha has a hand. I want to know what he wants to ask. Kamugisha. The questions are put in the chat box. Kamugisha, if you have a question, please put in the chat box. You asked about Songwe and people said Songwe is not yet in the house. So Jamal.
Yeah. Should I start to answer the Kamugisha's question or go on with thanking teachers?
You thank the teachers. We are waiting for Kamugisha's question.
Okay, thank you very much, all teachers, for coming to this sharing, and we hope from the headquarters, we hope everyone will share this experience with their members, and we need TELTA. We need to see TELTA, the new TELTA, in few years to come. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. We'll go to Kezia.
Hello, everyone. What I can say is we appreciate your patience and love, and we want you, all of you, to become members of TELTA. And whenever we need you to come to our programs or our professional development activities to your regions, please show up. And we will have a lot to discuss. And I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we move on, there's a question. A person is asking, let's say I move from Mwanza to Mara, will I lose membership or retain it?
As long as in English, okay.
Okay, just go on, Makasa.
You go on, Jamal.
Okay, membership will be there. So if a person is from Mwanza to Geita to whatever, the membership is there. So membership doesn't stop because of leaving one place. No. Membership will be there. Thank you.
Thank you. We are moving to Fatma. Fatma, if you are here. before I move to Mwakilasa? Mwakilasa?
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. You did a good job, and today we have spoken to our fellow teachers across the country through Zoom. It has been excellent. And I'd like to thank all the teachers that actually have spent their 1 hour online listening to what we have just covered, what we want to do. So I think now when I call a meeting, we're going to have a lot of positive contributions from the chapter leaders, and they'll get a lot of ideas from the teachers that actually have attended this conference. So I'm expecting in a few days to come to call a meeting where we'll need the way forward to increase what should we do, because we are still aiming, we need to come up with a physical annual conference, and we need to come together because so far we've been trying to knock the doors of different sponsors. Up to now, we have not received any favorable answer, but we must come up with an annual conference. With a few words like that, thank you everybody, and thank you moderator, thank you Mr. Ayubu. See you next time. Asante.
So before Ayub, okay, he has seen the question. And I think Kamugisha, you've seen the answer about Songwe. Mr. President says we'll go to Songwe this September. So Songwe will become members in September. And there was someone asking about the membership form. The form will be available in the website when it's launched. So please stay patient, keep calm. When the time comes, you'll get that. I saw one question somewhere. So Godfrey was also asking, is the membership free of charge? I think Mr. President explained that when you fill in the form, you have a membership free for 1 year. If I'm not mistaken, Ayub, am I correct?
You are very correct.
When you fill the form, you have a free membership for 1 year, and then you start paying. So it's your turn, Ayub.
Thank you very much, Irene. Thank you very much, TELTA headquarters team, chapter leaders, members in every English language for taking your time from being able to attend this very important session. You have used your bundle, you have used your data just to attend this session. I really appreciate that, and thank you very much. One thing that I want to advise all teachers is that, please, once we are inviting you to any workshop that we are doing, please attend. Once we share any technology issues, please share them, use them, just because in the near future, you know, there was a day that I went for a training, and the only criteria for that training was for a teacher to have a smartphone. And teachers were wondering like, hey, I don't have a smartphone. Then you don't qualify to attend the workshop. You need to go home. A smartphone for training. Now that will come. That will be our future. The technology is something that we cannot run away from. And therefore we need to embed that. We need to embrace the technology. We need to use the technology. And the technology is very frustrating once you don't know it. I'm telling you, the 200 teachers that are attending our sessions, they are facing a lot of challenges. The network challenge, you know, I don't understand how to use the Google Classroom, but the moment the teacher is trained and use that technology, say, Yamani, I didn't know that all the time. I can make my class very easy. I can use my smartphone and my Bluetooth speaker of 10,000 or 10,000 and make my class very engaging. So these success stories, they are the ones that make us every time run up and run the workshop and do the training, do the online session. So please attend and engage with the technology. That's something that we are looking for. Also, there are teachers that are asking. Right now, our government is transforming to the use of Swahili as the medium of instruction in secondary schools. But I'm telling you, my fellow English language teachers, English language will still be taught in English. Whether we like it or we don't. There is no any way that you're going to teach English language in Kiswahili just because we are all transforming all the subject to Kiswahili. It will not include English language. We will still use English language, and therefore learning the methodologies, the techniques for teaching English language are very important. But also we become the pioneer for the technology. I have been insisting on that. I am insisting on that we need to move to the technology because that is the future. The future is invested in technology. Technology with your students, with your class. Thank you very much. We are looking forward to having more sessions like this, sharing knowledge like this one. Thank you all for attending. And I really appreciate that.
Mr. President, before you go.
Before I go, yes, I have finished on that.
There is a very good question. You can just answer that for us. Godwin is asking, are you planning for a conference anytime in the near future? I think this is the annual conference.
The annual conference, yes, we had every year conference, but we also have a challenge. The challenge is the same, my friend, getting sponsors that can sponsor our education project is not easy. It has been very difficult and very challenging. We expected to have someone who will sponsor our project this year, around this September, August, September. But up to now, we don't have the final answer whether we are going to have the conference this year or not. So the stakeholders have been a challenge, and you understand the challenge that we are facing. So we are looking forward to getting more people that will support our projects. And once we get, we will run the conference. And a good example is given from African ELTA. Irene, you are in African ELTA. You are a board member. You understand the challenge you are facing. It's the same challenge we are facing here. You know, they had the conference moving in every country. We are now in Kigali, Rwanda. We are now in Ethiopia. We are now in South Africa for the conference. But these 3 years, they couldn't have a conference. All the conference were online because either challenge with the fund, or the challenge with the COVID-19. That have been a challenge. So we are working on that. And I'm still looking forward to having a conference, even if it's December this year. But having a conference is very, very important. We are looking forward to that. You know, the moment we say we have a conference and you are going to contribute on your own, attending the conference, we need to have a venue. We need to have the chairs. We need to have the projectors. We need to have a lot of things that all of them needs the fund. And once we don't have a fund, it becomes a challenge. But we are looking forward on that. Maybe we can think of a mini conference that is online, and then it can motivate the education sponsors on having the physical conference. We are looking forward to that. Thank you, Irene. If there's any question, you can pop up.
Thank you
and
so
I
much.
have seen Fatma there.
There are no more questions. I saw Jackson Kamugisha asking if we can send some contacts. And yes, Jackson, please send them to Martin. Since he's the secretary, he can keep in touch with those people from Songwe. Fatma, do you give me permission, Ayub, to give Fatma a floor for 1 minute?
Yes, that's very true. Okay, then you conclude.
Okay, thank you. My last word is that I call upon the participants when it comes to the contribution. Please be there, be willing to contribute so as we can be able to push forward our TELTA. I know you see now how TELTA is taking up, so you are the ones to take it more higher. So please, I call upon for you to be flexible when it comes to that time. And I don't have much, but thank you very much for the participants. And we thank you more and more. And thank you.
So much, Fatma, I think we can call this a day. For those who don't know me, my name is Irene Maganga. I'm the TELTA Professional Development Coordinator. I was moderating the session. So guys, if you can turn on the cameras so that we see your faces before we round this up. It's good to see faces.
Here we are. So we are very busy, but we are.
Thank you all for attending this.
Oh, the
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone, and good night.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
good night. Yeah.
Thank you, Irene.
Thank you.
Right.